Hello everyone, just a short video to discuss the usage of the Jeppesen computer for the purpose of answering to a number of instrumentation questions. The Jeppesen computer is authorized at the EASA TPL exams, so it's a good thing to have, it's a good thing to know how to use. This video is to be used in conjunction with the instructor indications. Of course, anyone can look at it, but please refer to the indications of your instructor. So today we're going to answer to a number of questions. Let's see, the first question is, climbing at constant calibrated airspeed, what happens to the Mach number? Perfect. So what I do is just take a calibrated airspeed I like, for example 300 knots, and take an altitude I like. Okay, I got calibrated airspeed there, pressure altitude there, so I take calibrated airspeed 300 knots and I set it at 10,000 feet. Okay, and that's my Jeppesen computer set, 300 knots at 10,000 feet, right? At this point, once this one is set, the question was, what happens to the Mach number? You see, now I'm flying Mach decimal 54, okay? If I increase the altitude, so instead of 300 knots 10,000, I make 300 knots 20,000, there we go. 300 knots 20,000 feet, you see I'm flying Mach decimal 65. If I make 300 knots at 30,000 feet, you see, I'm actually flying Mach decimal 79, and so on. If I fly 340,000, I'm actually flying decimal 96, okay, and actually get supersonic if I fly 300 knots at 42,000 feet. So yeah, this answers the question. if I climb a constant calibrated airspeed, the Mach number will increase. Let's take the second question. A constant Mach, climbing a constant Mach, what happened to the calibrated airspeed? Well, once again, this time I lock the Mach. I take a Mach number that sounds reasonable to me, like for example 80, okay? And now this time I just go and look at the altitudes, okay? Because the question is climbing. What happened to the calibrated airspeed, okay? If I'm 20,000 feet, my calibrated airspeed is 375 knots. Now, once I climb at 30,000 feet, the calibrated airspeed is just 305. Once at 40,000 feet, the calibrated airspeed is 245, so climbing a constant Mach number give me a decrease in calibrated airspeed, which makes sense with what we said before. Let's take the second question, is climbing a constant Mach, what happened to the true airspeed? Well, this question is not, I would say, directly related, because you see, if I set fixed Mach number, I can't see the true airspeed, okay? So I have to assume that there is a temperature. Now, the recovery factor, the coefficient of temperature, I don't really mind about it, but all I can assume is that as I climb, the temperature will be decreasing, okay? So because the temperature is decreasing, if I climb a constant Mach number, the true airspeed will be decreasing. But it depends, because if I am at the tropopause, then the temperature is constant. Climbing a constant Mach number will give me a constant true airspeed. So basically the question is, I don't have an answer. If I'm climbing constant Mach number at lower altitudes below the tropopause, the true airspeed will be decreasing. If I'm climbing a constant Mach number above the tropopause, well, the speed will remain constant. Okay, the true airspeed will remain constant, sorry. Let's go with the next question. During flight, while flying a constant Mach, the temperature drops suddenly. What happened to the calibrated airspeed? Well, I think we already say this, okay? During flight, we're flying Mach decimal 78, okay? Temperature is like minus 20 indicated, and suddenly drops to minus 1 million, okay? What happened to the calibrated airspeed? Absolutely nothing. If I'm maintaining 40,000 feet, I was 247, and still I'm 247 knots indicated, okay? So nothing changed. And let's go with the next question. During flight, while flying a constant Mach number, the temperature drops suddenly. What happened to the Mach? I think we answered this one as well. During flight, we'll fly a constant Mach number, so we fly decimal 8. Temperature drops suddenly, nothing happens to the Mach number. If I'm flying constant Mach number, absolutely nothing happens. Of course, the true airspeed will decrease, but the Mach number, I mean, this question I would say doesn't even make sense. If I'm maintaining constant Mach, nothing happens to the Mach. We have the sixth question saying to convert 35 degrees into degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect, because I have a scale here that allow me this conversion, okay? So here is degrees Celsius, degrees Fahrenheit, okay. 50 degrees, we say 35 degrees I have to convert, so plus of course, and with there just in between the two, so we are around 95 degrees Fahrenheit, okay. Then the next question again says to convert 4,200 US gallons into liters. Now to do this I must have a generic idea of the measure size. I know that US gallon more or less is 2 liters enough, okay. So if 2.6 is 1 US gallon, looking at 4 US gallons, we will be around 10 liters. So if I look at 4,200 US gallon, I must be looking at something around, I don't know, 15,000 liters, something which is between, you know, 2 and 3 times more. So in between 8,000 and 12,000 liters, okay, something like that. How to sort out this problem? Well, I can take the outer scale. I try to find US gallons, okay. I found liters actually, but let's try to find US gallons. There we go, I found it, US gallons, okay. And in the scale of the Jeppesen computer, try to find liters. Here we go, put the two arrows together, okay, and now I go and look for 42 US gallons, okay. 42 US gallons is exactly there. So we're looking at 15,800, I would say 15,900 liters, okay, something like that, 15,900 liters. And this also answers the question, okay. And the last one is the true airspeed increase, what happened to the RAM rise, okay. So well, again, I take whatever true airspeed I like, 400 knots, I make it increase to 450, the RAM rise increases. So yeah, this answers the question. Actually, this makes us see that actually the RAM rise is strictly connected to the true airspeed and the temperature indicated, okay. I mean, it was quite obvious with that, with an increased true airspeed there is an increased RAM rise. But anyway, with this Jeppesen computer, I can give quick answers to a number of instrumentation questions you might get at the ATPL exams. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video.